Howdy again, everyone. Today, I'm going to be showing you the Berserkers that I'm adding to my Chaos Warband. I'll also give a brief little overview, well, not brief, I'll give an overview on how I painted it. Keep in mind, I'm not the best painter, so there could be better ways, but this is how I did it. I don't really have much to say for an opening other than that. It's about 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm really tired, and yeah, let's just get into it. Here we have a squad of 5 Khorne Berserkers, each with a chain axe and a chain sword. The majority of these models were like 95% models straight from the Necromunda corpse grinder cult, with a few bits like some helmets and spare chain swords taken from the Chaos box. The gift that just keeps on giving, honestly. I love this thing so much. I know some people are thinking, why are you using Necromunda gangers for your Khorne Berserkers? They don't even have armor. Two main reasons. The first one being because I like the models, honestly. The second reason would be a lore reason. I like to think of my Berserkers as particularly savage members of the army that are recruited or scouted from like really harsh hive worlds or taken from other armies and brainwashed into mindless murder machines. The Berserkers of my army, the Brothers Paradox, ritualistically flay the flesh off of their bodies before a fight, producing a very striking and intimidating image as they run at you, revving their chain weapons. The flayed skin effect also had the side benefit of not forcing me to choose a skin color for each of these models. Not only am I just generally bad at painting skin or flesh, but seeing as that I just recovered from COVID and I kind of wanted to do a little something special for these 5 guys, I figured taking a crack at this flayed skin effect would kind of help me get into the groove of holding a brush steadier, I guess, and kind of good practice for getting back into it. Although I did kind of have a conflict on whether or not to put at least one Space Marine pauldron on these guys to kind of show that they're Marines. They kind of fit height-wise, and the pauldrons would have covered up the skin a little more than I wanted to, and I wanted to really maximize the space for painting the flayed flesh, so I opted not to, and I think it was the right call. Speaking of all this missing flesh, let me go over how I painted it. For starters, I put down a flat red base coat, and I shaded it with Games Workshop's Druchii Violet. Is it Druchii? I think it's Druchii, right? It's Druchii. After that, I used Agrax Earthshade all over. From here, I layered on a mix of flat red and purple in a 2-to-1 ratio. The purple I used was kind of closer to a blue than it was to red. I only mentioned that because I tried using a purple that was closer to red, and it didn't quite come out how I wanted. After getting all those base coats down, I took a peachy skin tone, Vallejo's Flat Flesh in particular, and I mixed it into that red-purple mix. If I remember correctly, it was a 1-to-1 mixture of these two colors. I'm honestly not too sure. It's been about a month and a half since I painted these guys now. I wrote down 95% of how I painted it, except this step. I'm sorry, please don't hurt me. Here I take this new color and start broadly layering in the muscle strands. Now there are 2 important parts to doing these freehand layers. The first part is getting your muscle strands to look correct. For this, I referenced a few medical diagrams of muscle structures and made sure the muscle strands match the direction of the strands in the pictures. Trust me, if you get this part wrong, it's going to look really weird and it's going to be obvious. The second part is not covering up the previous layer all the way, so when you're done at the very end, all the color variation of your various layers shows through. The differing colors of muscle strands combined with that depth will really add a nice, depth. Wow, did I proofread this shit at all? Well, it'll help lend it a little more realism, or at least viability, or something, you know. After that, I took that mix and added a little more flesh tone into it. At this point, the paint was something like red to purple to flesh tone, in a 1-to-1-to-2 ratio, or at least that's what I've got it written. Oh wait, hey, that clarifies the part from earlier. Well, there you go, life's biggest mysteries solved. Thanks, Past John. Now take this color and make a smaller amount of muscle strands, being careful not to cover up all that previous work. And the very last thing I did was take pure flesh tone and added a final few muscle strands, fewer in number, and I also used this color to hit high points like the knuckles. You can call me Knuckles. Unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flay my muscle. So that right there was pretty much everything special I did for these models. Otherwise, they were painted up in the same colors as the rest of the army. Now you'll notice that they're also soaked in blood. While in hindsight, I've come to realize that sometimes I tend to overweather my work, mainly on the account that at that point I'm just really sick and tired of doing it, so I just rush it, which is a good way to just shit all over your project, by the way. But here I really wanted to emphasize how much blood is leaking off of these guys. So if you couldn't already tell, their pristine white pants are now being soaked in their own blood. Plus, with 2 chain weapons, I imagine they'd just be spraying blood all over the place in general. These minis in particular will probably be the only minis in this army weathered to this degree, as I'm probably going to be shooting for a cleaner look in general. But if any unit in an army is going to be coated in blood, at least it's the Berserkers, you know? I'm also not sure of the white I've been using for the army so far. On the loincloths of the Marines I showed off last time, I used some Vallejo off-whites and grays. For the pants here, I used Games Workshop's white contrast paint, which normally gives me an effect I'm okay with. Here, I'm not quite sure if I'm... well, I mean, I'm okay with it for now, but I think this will be the only things that get the white contrast fabric treatment. I think from here I'm going to try to stick with regular layering techniques for fabrics. Then again, there aren't many more fabrics in the army anyways, but I think it's only standing out to me because of the large surface area of the white fabrics, because it's their pants. But given that they're soaked in blood anyways, I'm okay with it. I'll live. I'll be okay. Don't worry about me. I appreciate the concern, but honestly, truly, I'm capable. I'm a grown-ass man. I can do this. I can wipe my own ass. But yeah, you guys know the routine. I don't write the ends of videos. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the army showcase as much as I'm having fun finally delving into Chaos. I really like Chaos Marines. Next time should be something of a slightly different video format. It's also going to be a scratch build. I decided I don't want to do any more small units for now. I want to do something kind of big and creative, get some sculpting in to help break up the monotony. But yeah, I'm not quite sure how long it's going to take to get that out. Mainly because it's 5 o'clock in the morning and I can't think straight, but I'd say I've got a comfortable 40% of it done right now. And I've got some games and stuff I'm playing on the side. So hopefully it won't take as long as this video took to get out. In all honesty, I don't know why it took so long to get out in the first place. I think it was the script. Sometimes you just look at a notepad file and just you can feel your soul like leave your body, But yeah, I'm tired. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.